The announcement came right after Mom finished carving the turkey. Christmas dinner at my house in suburban Portland, the dining room decorated with garlands I'd hung myself, the table set with china I'd collected over 8 years of ownership. Before we eat, my younger sister Vanessa said, standing dramatically, I have exciting news. Mom has given me this house. I looked up from the mashed potatoes I was serving. What? The house, Vanessa repeated, beaming. Mom told me last week that she's transferring ownership to me. New year, new homeowner. Isn't that wonderful? Mom nodded, smiling. It's time really. Vanessa needs a place to settle down, and you've had this house long enough, Harper. Sharing is what family does. My boyfriend Daniel, sitting beside me, went very still. My Aunt Carol stopped mid-reach for the gravy. My cousin Jamie's fork clattered against his plate. Mom gave you my house, I said slowly. Well, it was Mom's house originally, Vanessa said, settling back into her chair like she'd just announced a promotion, not a property seizure. She's just correcting an oversight. You got to live here for years. Now it's my turn. Pack your things by New Year's, Mom added pleasantly. That gives you a week. Very reasonable. I set down the serving spoon carefully. And where am I supposed to go? You'll figure something out, Vanessa said. You're resourceful. Maybe get an apartment? You're 34. It's time you experienced independent living anyway. Independent living, I repeated. In an apartment. After living in this house for 8 years. See? You've had plenty of time here, Mom said, as if that settled it. Now Vanessa needs it more. She's getting married next fall and needs space for her future family. Daniel spoke for the first time. Mrs. Chin, does Harper know you were planning this? I'm telling her now, Mom said. At Christmas, when family is together. It's the perfect time for transitions. Transitions, I said quietly. Is that what we're calling stealing someone's house? Vanessa's smile faltered. Don't be dramatic. It's not stealing if Mom is giving it to me. She has the right. Does she? I asked. Of course she does, Mom said firmly. I'm your mother. I know what's best for both my daughters. Vanessa needs this house more than you do. End of discussion. I excused myself from the table and walked to my home office. Behind me I heard Vanessa say, she's always been difficult about change. I returned 2 minutes later with a folder and my laptop. I set both on the table right next to the turkey. Before Vanessa starts packing my belongings, I said, let's clarify something. Mom, when exactly did you give me this house? I didn't give it to you, Mom said, confused. Your father and I bought it as an investment property in 2012. You've been living here, but it was always ours. Was it? I opened the folder and pulled out the first document. A property deed dated April 2015. This is the deed showing that I purchased this house from you and Dad for $380,000. I put down $76,000 and have been paying the mortgage ever since. Mom's face went blank. That's not, we wouldn't have. You were downsizing, I said. Moving to the condo downtown. You offered to sell me the house at a slight discount as a gift. I accepted. We signed paperwork. The county recorded the deed in my name. I opened my laptop and pulled up the county assessor's website, turning the screen to face the table. Property address, 2847 Cedar Lane. Owner, Harper Chin. Purchase date, April 15, 2015. Purchase price, $380,000. Vanessa grabbed the laptop. This has to be wrong. It's not wrong, Daniel said quietly. That's the official county property database. But Mom said. Vanessa looked at our mother desperately. Mom's mouth opened and closed. We sold you the house. I don't remember that. You remember, I said gently. You and Dad sat right here at this table and signed the purchase agreement. You talked about how proud you were that I could afford to buy it. You hugged me and said you were glad the house would stay in the family. That was 9 years ago, Mom protested weakly. 8.5, I corrected. And you've been to this house dozens of times since then. You've never questioned who owned it. Vanessa was scrolling frantically through her phone. I'm calling Dad. Dad's in Florida with his new wife, I reminded her. And he'll confirm everything I just said. He co-signed the sale paperwork. Aunt Carol finally spoke up. So let me get this straight. Vanessa announced she's taking Harper's house, which Harper legally owns, based on your permission to transfer property you don't actually have. I thought, Mom started then stopped. You thought what? I asked. I thought the house was still ours somehow, she admitted. That you were just living here with our permission. I didn't really think about the paperwork we signed. Vanessa's face had gone from excited to pale to red. You let me announce this in front of everyone? You let me tell Harper to pack her things? And the house isn't even yours. I made a mistake. Mom said defensively. A mistake. I pulled out another document. This is my most recent mortgage statement. I've paid $2,400 monthly for 8 years. That's $230,400 in mortgage payments, Mom. Not counting property taxes, insurance, or the $35,000 I've spent on renovations. You thought I was doing all that for a house I didn't own. The table was silent except for Jamie, who whispered to Carol, "This is the best Christmas drama ever." Vanessa found her voice. "Okay, fine. You own the house. But family helps family, right? I need a house for my wedding. You can buy another one. You obviously have money. I have money because I work 80 hours a week as a senior project manager and save aggressively," I said. "Not because I'm happy to surrender my home when my sister demands it. But I'm getting married," Vanessa said, as if that was a magic phrase that entitled her to property. "Congratulations," I said. "That doesn't give you rights to my house." Mom tried a different approach. "Harper, be reasonable. Vanessa's starting a new chapter. You could help her. By giving her my house?" I interrupted. "The house I've paid for, maintained, and lived in for 8 years? That's not help, Mom. That's theft." "It's not theft if I'm asking you to share," Mom said. "It's absolutely theft," Daniel interjected. "What you're describing is demanding someone forfeit property they legally own. That's literally the definition of theft." Vanessa slammed her hand on the table. "This is typical Harper. Always selfish. Always making everything difficult." "I'm selfish?" I asked. "You showed up to Christmas dinner at my house, announced you were taking it, and told me to pack my things in a week. And I'm the selfish one. You have options," Vanessa shouted. "I have a wedding to plan." "Then plan it somewhere that isn't my house," I said firmly. Mom's eyes filled with tears. "I can't believe you're being so cruel to your sister on Christmas." "Cruel?" I stood up, my patience finally snapping. "You announced my eviction during Christmas dinner. You tried to give away my house without my knowledge or consent. You've now spent 20 minutes arguing that I should surrender my property because Vanessa asked nicely. And I'm the cruel one." Aunt Carol stood too. "I think Jamie and I should go. This seems like something you three need to work out privately." "No," I said. "Please stay. Finish your dinner. You're actually invited here." The barb landed. Vanessa and Mom both flinched. "If that's how you feel," Mom said, standing, "then Vanessa and I will leave. Clearly we're not welcome in your precious house." "You were welcome," I said quietly. "Until you tried to steal it." They left in a storm of slammed doors and indignant huffing. Through the window, I watched Vanessa gesture wildly as she talked to Mom in the driveway, probably planning their next strategy. After they drove away, Aunt Carol came over and hugged me. "That took guts, kid." "It took documentation," I said tiredly. "Without that deed, they would have kept insisting they had rights to this place." Daniel pulled up the county website again. "Should you be worried they'll try something legal?" "No attorney would take that case," Carol said. She was a paralegal. "Harper has clear ownership documentation. They have nothing but Mom's faulty memory and Vanessa's entitlement." Jamie raised his wine glass. "Merry Christmas to property rights." We tried to salvage dinner, though the mood was subdued. Around 9 p.m. my phone buzzed with a text from Vanessa. "You're going to regret this. Family doesn't forget." I showed it to Daniel. "Should I be concerned?" "Change your locks," he said. "Just in case." I did the next morning. I also called my attorney and documented everything. The Christmas announcement, the texts, all of it. Vanessa didn't speak to me for 6 months. When she finally did, it was to invite me to her wedding, being held at a rented venue, not my house. I didn't go. Mom eventually apologized, sort of. "I should have checked the paperwork before promising Vanessa anything. But you could have been more understanding about her needs." I didn't respond to that either. A year later, Vanessa and her husband bought a small starter home an hour away. She posted photos on social media with captions about finally having our own space and building our dream home. No mention of the Christmas dinner where she tried to steal mine. My house remains exactly what it's been since 2015. Mine. The deed says so. The mortgage statements say so. And every Christmas since, when I decorate my dining room and host the friends who actually respect my boundaries, I'm reminded that documentation beats entitlement every single time. They tried to give me eviction notices for the holidays. I gave them property records instead. The deed showed my name since 2015. Their holiday gifts became something else entirely. A lesson in why you don't try to steal someone's house during Christmas dinner.